Perseverance was always a word I struggled to understand as a kid. Why would you keep going if you knew you were going to fail, or why keep trying if it isn't going to work? It was a hard concept to get and could have been the reason I gave up so early whenever anything got hard as a kid. This word was kind of just ignored until I learned its importance in my life. Persevering started to pop up more and more, and soon enough became a part of my reality when I started cheerleading at Interactive Academy in 2017. It was a new gym and new beginning for me, but injuries come with every sport, and one was soon to ruin a season for me. I noticed pinches in my back and just had an overall hard time getting through day-to-day activities like school without terrible pains. However, I wasn't one to complain or say anything, so I went on with life, which wasn't my best idea. Soon I couldn't take the pain and complained to my mom for weeks to take me to the doctor so I could get something to make the pain go away. The doctor told me the only thing I could do was sit out and rest, which was a nightmare to me because our competition season was just about to begin. But I did what the doctor said and sat out every practice, and this is when I learned what persevere truly meant. I could sit there and do nothing, or I could make myself stronger to get out on the floor as soon as I could. I did as many exercises as you could think while watching my team practice, because I couldn't bear watching everyone else doing what I love while I sat out. I wanted to change that, so I worked to make myself stronger than ever. 3 weeks went by, and although I didn't have to go through any major surgery or be out for a whole season, I learned how to push through my struggles and be patient with myself. The whole recovery was a process that took time and came with a lot of tears. But without this experience, I wouldn't have learned how to persevere and push through no matter the circumstances. And now when I find myself in similar positions or in positions of doubt, I remind myself that not everything is easy and sometimes it can take time, patience, and a lot of effort to get the results you want. Although my circumstances and injury can't be compared to the heart-touching events of 9/11, I found that same perseverance I learned about within characters and survivors of the book 102 Minutes by Jim Dwyer and Kevin Flynn. Two heroes highlighted in the story 102 Minutes are Stanley Praminth and Brian Clark, who found each other and stayed with each other for the duration of the attacks and helped others get to safety. They worked together to persevere through the attacks and helped others while they were at it. Praminth and Clark found David Vera, who was very injured and could barely move. "I'm going to help Dave Vera," Marrow said. Clark tried to dissuade him. Next to him stood Praminth, battered and bruised by his escape from the 81st floor. "I'm getting this man from Fuji Bank out," Clark said. Page 116. This shows the perseverance of Clark and partner Praminth, who helped many people escape the North Tower. They were willing to help anyone they could and offered to the guard protecting the hurt Vera any help he needed. This shows strength and braveness as they are helping save someone else before saving themselves, which takes a lot of courage and patience. Although they couldn't help everyone, they kept walking around the different floors to look for anyone who needed help and persevered to fight for everyone else's survival. I could relate to this situation as I felt the same frustration but also wanted to help, same as Clark and Praminth. I knew that it wouldn't be easy, but I had to help myself to get better, and I pushed through to do whatever I could to get better and get another chance for the season. Another hero highlighted in the story was Jan Dumzer, who was a window washer at the World Trade Center. He was trapped in an elevator with 5 others. Dumzer saved the others in the elevator and himself with his window squeegee. Jan Dumzer, another window washer, was trapped with 5 other men in an elevator that was stuck on the 50th floor of the North Tower. They used a squeegee, the only tool available, to begin clawing out of the elevator. Justin Lane, The New York Times. Dumzer used whatever he had, in this case a squeegee, to try and get out of the elevator he was trapped in. This shows his creativity and braveness as he figured out anything he could do to try and escape and save the other 5 men in the elevator. He was smart and didn't give up, persevering for his life without thought. I can also relate to Dumzer because he was a creative and intelligent with his thought process of getting out. I made a similar but not as life-threatening choice as I decided to do what I could do to get better and was smart about what I was doing and how I was strengthening my body and back to ensure I could return to cheer as soon as I could. I did everything I could like Dumzer did and pushed hard to get back to normal. Perseverance was a trait we both shared in these moments specific to us. Perseverance can change people's lives, and as seen in 102 Minutes and in my own life, it teaches people patience, bravery, and that time and effort are a virtue. This characteristic is not just given to people, but is learned and improved upon. In reading the story of 102 Minutes, I saw the perseverance of the characters and survivors during a huge turning point in the United States. When I noticed the perseverance and fight of the survivors in the story, I was reminded that things don't come easy and you have to fight for what you want. I connected my back injury to this story as I felt similar emotions to the survivors in the story. I don't know exactly how they felt, but I knew it wasn't easy what they were going through and knew that their fight for their own survival and for others came from perseverance, patience, and effort. Although it isn't easy sometimes, and sometimes it feels like life is over when one thing goes wrong, it isn't. And this is where your perseverance and fight for something shows. It may take time and lots of effort, but in the end, if you persevere and fight, not only do you learn so much about yourself, but you feel the reward even more. Everything you go through is just a bump in the road, but the way you react to it and change it to make it better shows your perseverance and who you are.